All right, hello YouTube. How y'all doing? Welcome back to Coach CB, the channel that we're all about inspiring athletes to just look at sports a little bit differently. Not as just sports, not as just exercise, but to you can learn from it and you can grow from sports in many different ways. So we got a special treat for y'all today. We got another interview with this just amazing person, always enthusiastic, always a smile on her face. Um, Crazy good volleyball player. You would it was like it's unbelievable. And so Jordan Price, how you doing?
Hi, what's up, guys? I am doing really good. I just got done with work. Still here, actually. I'm a baker at a coffee shop, so yeah, enjoying my Sunday.
Killing it, killing it. All right, so we are gonna get right into it. So just the first question: how long you been playing sports, and like what sports have you played? Do you have like a favorite one?
So I have been playing sports since fourth grade. I started volleyball camps as soon as you could. That's when they offered them through our high school. They offered them in fourth grade, and my dad always made me sign up for all of them just because he was like, "Why not? Like, you never know where you'll play and what position." So, from fourth grade up until my senior year of high school, I seriously did every camp that we had that our school offered, and they offered a lot of them. Um, and basketball was very similar. I think I started basketball around fifth grade, and I was on a team, and then I also did all the camps throughout the summer. So sports has been like a full-time job for me, ever since I was just a little kid. Like, my summers were just filled with them.
That's really dope, and I think that's real powerful. Starting sports at a young age and it impacts you your whole life. It's got a really important meaning to you, I can tell.
Yeah, I didn't answer my favorite. I would probably say volleyball is my favorite.
Okay.
Um, Throughout all of my years I've played, it's just something that's come more naturally to me too. Basketball is a lot of hard work, and it's a little
Mm.
bit more like take some grit to it.
That's interesting because I'm opposite. I played basketball and tennis, and I like played soccer, but I wasn't that great. But with like basketball, it was pretty easy to me. Not like super easy, but it was like you get good. If you practice, you'll get good. But then like with tennis, it's like it's so much more to it, and you can practice a lot, but that doesn't necessarily mean you just magically better. You gotta really learn and study the game a lot more. And study all the technicals. So it's a lot different, but I like it though. All right, so next question is like, what have sports done for you? That's just an open-ended, powerful question. Like, what have they done for you in your life?
Um, Honestly, sports have shaped my character more than I even imagined that they would. When I was in high school, um, I had a very competitive attitude, and I was much more involved in like winning rather than trying to work as a team. My mindset was a little bit different. Um, but as I got to the collegiate level, I kind of realized like how important every player was on the court, and it humbled me a little bit, just to see that every person was important. And now I look at life as that way too, just as like everybody plays a part in like society and in life. And so, I mean, there are so many different lessons you can learn in sports. I think that they teach you to work very, very hard too. Um, I have a pretty strong work ethic because of sports, and like it's just a natural thing that I have now because I've just worked so hard over the past few years of my life to develop. So I guess I know what it takes to like work hard.
Yeah, thank you for that. I think that's kind of one of the goals of my channel is that sports can help build your character and they can help kind of shape who you are rather than just like the exercise part. There's so much more to that. So thank you for that. Um, I failed to say you play college volleyball, which is something that not a lot of people do. That's something special. I know you played D3. I don't know if your school that you transferred to is still D3.
The school that I'm at right now is NAIA.
Okay, okay. So yeah, she's a wonderful volleyball player, and it's crazy. Like you watch the team, and like she shines out because it's like she brings so much energy, and like it's pretty dope. Volleyball is one of my favorite sports to watch. Not like in a weird way, but like the energy that they that they have is pretty dope. Um, it's like it's crazy. So like talking about that, while you're playing, like I talked about, you always look like you're just having like the time of your life when you're playing volleyball, you know? So like what makes you like love it so much?
Um, Actually, I think a part of the game for volleyball is you have to get excited. Like that's how you build momentum for each point. If you watch any team really, um, if you're not a team that's like getting excited, you're probably not winning. Most teams that you watch that are getting excited, it's like that's what you have to do if you want to win. So I think that it kind of shows the other team that you have this like happy chemistry and that you guys are you work together well. It's kind of this like weird tactic that like we use as players. Like we just want to have more energy than the other side so that they'll get down on themselves. Like it's just this weird thing that the sport brings. I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely crazy. That's something that I've noticed kind of like more specific to like volleyball. And the only other sport I could see is close to that is when I played soccer, how like if somebody scored a goal, the whole team would cheer. And it was kind of
Yeah.
so weird because like the sports that I really play in tennis, if you cheer after a point, you're seen as like a jerk. You know, it's like you do not talk, especially if it's like high end college tennis. If you talk during the point, they're looking at you like you're crazy. You say good shot, they're like, what are you talking to me? It's so weird. And then with basketball, it's kind of the same way. You get some cheers, but you only cheer on like the really, really important play, you know, and then the rest of it is kind of it's not as much. So that's
Yeah.
special about volleyball to me. Yeah.
That's so true. I've actually people ask me all the time, why do you get so excited when you play? Like that is such a common question for people who just watch the game. Because they're like, this is not normal. Why are you guys so hype?
Yeah, yeah, and then talking about that, that kind of leads. I feel like with that sport, it kind of requires like great teamwork and like camaraderie and a good community on the team. And so, like, what's been your experience with that, and like, how important is that aspect to you?
Having a good bond is important. I think for any team that you're going to be on, you should always try your best to, receive each other well and to be as connected as possible. I think emotionally and mentally that's important, as well as like, playing together too. That's you should have a good chemistry on the court. But I think that the teams that I have not been successful with, we didn't really know each other very well, or we didn't really like each other. We didn't really connect, and so that actually harmed our relationship on the court. But the teams that I've been most successful on, like my Carl Sandburg team, we went to nationals, and then Webster, we were pretty successful. The team was just so loving, and we wanted to get to know each other, and we were friends outside of the sport. So I really think that part is so important, and it just goes to show that like being a good person to everybody else off the court like helps, because then when you're on the court together, like you work so well.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's so important. That teamwork part, and not only like is it crucial, but even like from starting in early age, or just like as you continue to play sports, you learn better teamwork skills, and that is just it's important on the court, but it's also important, you know, in life so much to network, to talk to people. You get to learn that through sports and how to, you know, how to learn how to communicate. So I think that's really important. So we're gonna switch lenses here real quick. We're gonna do a different section on the channel, and I'm gonna call it "Life is Dope." I don't know if anybody uses the word "dope" anymore, but
Oh,
I'm
I do.
you say you still do? All right. So the first thing I got is What did I have? What did I have? Oh, okay. Motivational quotes. Like, what's the motivational quote that you've heard and impacted you?
I would say I kind of like this is going to be so dumb, but I kind of like it. Like Nike has a really small like just do it type of um like what is quote, but I actually kind of like it because it's I don't know, it's simple but yet it it's true like just do it. And for me personally, I take that as like just go after it, work hard, like just be successful and like do your best in that area. I don't know. I've always like that is just dumb to me. Like it's kind of dumb, but I kind of like it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay, I like that. Just do it. Yeah, I even find myself saying that sometimes, where it's like, it's
Like
just easy
just
now. Just do it.
yeah,
Um, I'm a motivational coach guy. I try to make up my own. But one that's not my own that I have gone by is that hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. One of my favorite movies growing up was Thunderstruck. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was a Kevin Durant movie, and he said it, and that quote is kind of really important to me because growing up, I had to really work hard to like because I really wanted to play basketball, but I didn't get that chance of like growing up in the sport and going to AAU because we didn't have a lot of money. So when I got to high school, it was pretty much like you're in here and you got to try. So I wasn't as good at first, but every summer I'd work as hard as I could, and I ended up being captain. So my senior year, so that was a really powerful experience, and I love that quote so much. Yeah.
that is a good one. Honestly, that one I've held with me for a while too. I forgot about that one.
Do you have another one?
Nope, I do not.
Okay, I'm gonna give one more. Um, it's a quote that I've invented, but I've seen like when I say it to people, people really vibe with it, and I say be awesome and enjoy life, you know, and that's really important because not only it encourages that you can be awesome, it's not impossible to be awesome. Like everybody can if they just be themselves, they can be awesome and then enjoy life, be positive, be optimistic, look at the bright side. I mean, if you're not doing that, it's tough to do everything well, and if you're not as happy. So that's really
Yeah,
important to me.
actually, now that you're talking about like I don't know, ones that like I guess you tell yourself or that you've made up. I really have been hanging on to just be you. Like that's my own personal motivational thing that I tell myself all the time because it's taken me a long time to kind of like figure out who I want to be and like being comfortable in that. And so I think it's so important for everybody to find like themselves and find what's like comfortable for them as to who they are. So I guess that one has been something that's really kept me going the past couple of years as I've transitioned into my 20s. Like, just be yourself. Like, that's who you were created to be, is just to be you. So, figure out who that is.
Yeah, that's important. That's really important, and that leads to my next question in this section, which is like, are there any other dreams that you're chasing? Like, I know you love sports, but I also, other than this channel, I run another channel called CB's Territory, and on that channel, I talk about dream chasing and chasing your dreams. And so, I wanted to see if you have any dreams and like, what are you doing to kind of chase those?
Yeah. Something that I've recently just figured out that I'm really passionate about is um, like psychology. I didn't know what major that I was gonna do for a couple of years. Like last year, I started in journalism. I went to teaching, and it was really close to being like the major that I wanted, but it just didn't quite fit. So this semester, I tried psychology and it is literally perfect. So I'm gonna finish with a psychology degree and go into counseling, and just like thinking about that and working towards that future is just everything for me. To be a good counselor and to be somebody who can change other people's lives is just like the top of my focus right now in life. And even just in general, like everything I take from class, I try to apply that to people now and to my friendships, just because people are so important to me. So I don't know. I think I'm just chasing the dream of becoming a counselor and like changing the world with how to just treat people and just, you know.
Am I muted? Yes, I am. Yeah, that's amazing. That is powerful. And like even though you're not doing teaching, you still share some of those same values when you go into counseling. Just want to help people, and that's why I do this channel, and that's what I do. That's why I do most of the things I do in life, just trying to help people. So that's really important. I want to thank you for that answer so much. Need people like you to go help people to go make a difference. I love it. All right, so we got the last question. We have ended Life is Dope, and we got the last question of the interview. And so what have you learned about yourself through your athletic career? And how have you grown as a person?
That's such a good question. I have most certainly grown from when I started playing. I started playing obviously at a young age, and I started with a really bad attitude. I was so competitive that it was before any relationship that I had with people. I did not care how I made people feel on the court. I wanted to win. I was like, why aren't you getting that ball? Like, why don't you, so that was something I really struggled with when I was in middle school. And I saw that the outcomes that would, come with that. I was losing friends. We didn't have a good relationship when it would come to just, being in class or being at school. And so I saw like how negative that it could affect me by being like that to people. So um, as I got to high school, I learned to kind of change my attitude a little bit. And that has certainly just, that's kind of how I live my life now is I I've grown from that, like learning to be nicer to people on the court. And now I'm able to take that off the court and just uplift people. So that's something I've majorly learned is attitude is so important. And it can affect you if you are not loving others and treating them with respect.
Wow, 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 wow. Look, I picked the right person because she is literally saying everything that I'm talking about on this channel. I promise you, this isn't staged, you guys. Like this is real stories. That's so important. Growing, starting at a thing, and then through sports and through life itself, growing and changing and learning. That's just huge. And I'm so happy that you've gone through that experience to become the awesome person you are today. So that's huge. That's really powerful.
Thanks.
Okay. So thank you all for watching, listening. We've had Jordan Price on here, star volleyball player, star person. She came to talk about she came to talk about her dreams, her experience with sports and what it's done for her in her life, how it changed her life, and what she's learned. So that's really important. I'm glad she was here to share that. Do you have anything else you would like to say? Any advice? Anything?
Um, I would say that just love on people every chance you get um, because that is never going to do you wrong. Like by loving others and by just being a friend to everybody, that is only going to be beneficial for you in life. So that's my advice for you.
Words of wisdom, you guys. If you didn't take anything else away, take those words that she just said. Put it in your heart, store it, and keep it safe. So I want to thank you all for coming. Make sure you guys love your sports and learn from them and reflect. Be awesome. Enjoy life. Thank you all. Deuces.
Bye.